There's one more term uh, which we come across while publishing our article is peer review process. So peer review is quite a old process and still it is the most acceptable process for reviewing the article. It's more than 300 years ago. I am using this elsevier.com site to explain this peer review process. Peer review process is like this. These are the steps. The author submits the paper to the journal. The editor, before going to the editor, a pre-process is carried out. So if it is seen that if it the general requirements are met, if no, then inform author, and if it is it meets the general requirement, then it goes to the editor. Now editor can directly reject it if he or she finds that it is not appropriate for publication in that journal. If he or she finds out that it is appropriate and in the scope of that journal, then the editor starts the process of reviewing. So he or she sends the paper to the experts, and experts, if they agree, then they review the paper and send the reports to the editor, and editor can ask the authors to revise it, or it can and or editor can reject it or directly accept it. And similarly, if there is revision, then authors revise the paper and submits again to the journal. Editor just reviews it. uh, Editor can take the help of reviewers again to make the decision. So after the revision of the paper, editor can reject, accept, and further make ask the authors to make further revisions. So this process is called peer review process. There are different types of peer review process. The first one is a single blind review. So in this case, the details of the reviewers are hidden from the authors. So the reviewers are anonymous to the author, but the reviewers know the details of the author. It may lead to some biasness. uh, Double blind review is the process in which both are anonymous to each other. So authors and reviewers, they don't know details of each other. So it increases the unbiasedness in the review process. The third one is triple blind review, in which reviewers are anonymous, and the author's identity is also unknown to the editor also. So author are or anonymous to both reviewer as well as editor. So this is a bit complex, but it increases the unbiasedness process. So the authors the details of the authors are not known to reviewer as well as editors. The last one is the open review process, in which the details are known to each other. So reviewers know author, and authors, the details of the authors are known to reviewer. It is a bit transparent process, but it might lead to some biasness. The details of the reviewers are also published on the article page, and other details are also uh, given in the article. So these are the four type of peer review process, which is carried out in most of the journals today. You can find out these details in the site lcv.com reviewers what is peer review. uh, and you can just these details are, whenever you submit any article in the journal, the peer review process is given in that uh, site only. So you can find out which review process, which peer review process uh, the journal follows, in which you are submitting the article, your article.